Hey all of you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals, I Tank, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Today is Friday, October 4th, and this is episode 188 of the Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, always by my side, the lovely, the wonderful, the rose-gilded...
Hey guys, Avi Ale here. How you doing?
That was, Rose Gold was a nickname dubbed onto you at TwitchCon.
Yes.
People loved your hair.
They're like, what color is it? That's rose gold. It's rose. That's your name now. You're now Rose Gold. That was actually a pretty big streamer that dubbed me that. I don't remember her. She's a cosplayer. I don't remember like cosplay costume. I should have written down her name. It's somewhere on a card in the household.
Well, thank you for being here, Avi. It's good to be back after a week off. And thank you to all of you joining us here live at twitch.tv/SheHealsITank. It's good to be back. Thank you for understanding us taking last week off for TwitchCon. It was weird not doing it, though. Like, it's become such a normal part of our week now.
Yeah.
I think maybe we've missed 5 episodes in the last 3+ years.
I know, and I feel like 2 or 3 of those have been like the past year. We're finally like, we're allowed to take breaks.
Because whenever we took breaks before, I usually had like a pre-recorded one before we started streaming.
He's
anyway.
very adamant about it. Now we're like, you know what? We're allowed to just take a week off. It's okay. We'll come back.
And thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub, Falsayer.
Falsier? It's always like a debate. Who can say the name right? Pete's been getting better at it than I am lately.
I'm the best. But yeah, we had a really fun time at the con. I think we learned some valuable stuff that will make the stream and the podcast a little bit better. Think it gave Avi a little reinvigoration for streaming. Would you agree with that, Avi?
I agree that I got the name right. Also, I think the fact that I am not done with school,
yes.
but I'm done with my capstone, which means I literally have like 2 months of electives, and I am done with my degree program, and I can't even, today's the first day, you guys, I can't even express the level of stress, I just feel normal again, and it's so cool.
Well, first of all, congratulations to you, Avi.
Thank you.
And second of all, congratulations to all of us, because in 2 months' time, we will never have to hear every week about how busy you are with school.
I know, right? And then I'll be streaming more, because I'm going to have more free time. It's going to be awesome.
And even though we were off for a stream last week, actually a few streams because I didn't do my Sunday stream either, a lot of you were still so kind enough to sub. So shout outs go to Real Hot Chili Pepper, 26 months, KK McLeod, 17 months, Hyper Pixie Gaming, 12 months, hit that year mark, Psyche Games, 11 months, Midnight N 713, 11 months, Sunwise Buddha, 10 months, Ace Kaneki Overlord, having that shit baby, 9 months, Vic X Oaf, 8 months, K Maverick, 7 months, Jessa, 7 months, Ooze Goose, 6 months, Dracomnicon, 5 months,
Draconomicon,
Really Bad Professor, 3 months, Scod Matrix, 3 months, Chance M, 3 months, and that was perfect timing. We have Kaizenken for 3 months as well. He timed that perfectly. Right when we were going after
mathematically
the
even
3-month ones. Shepa 2 months, Cascol 2 months, Slightly Dizzy 2 months, Raw Chicken Baguette 2 months, Nomad NP 2 months, and another perfect timing from Cater, aka Carter Pants, 2 months. And then we have a gifted sub from Chili to Glorygeist for her first time sub. And then also Sweecy gifted 4 subs. He gifted subs to Tag on Twitch, Arcane Seamstress, Fenris Wolfbane, and Lilo Matt.
Dude, Pete, like I said, I think this is getting a bit long to read on the podcast. He's not done, you guys. This is insane.
Also, first-time subs from Monica Starn, Bulbasaur768, Black Rabbit, JezGen1, Micah14, Mittens, Kittens, Ursa Laser, and Flayon.
We're going to have to start having Chili come in and read these, so it can be like a Real Hot Chili Pepper, 26 months, KK Loud, 17 months, Hyper Pixie Gaming, 12 months, Pisky Games.
I can get faster.
I don't think you can do it as fast as Chili or me. I think it'd be like we gotta have like a time off. I think one of these times Chili and I should have like a speed off and see who can read the thing faster. And
that sounds like very compelling television, Avi.
This isn't television. This is Twitch.
Very compelling streams. Who can talk the fastest?
Yes, I actually am curious.
What category would you put that under, Avi? Who the hell cares?
I'm fucking awesome. So don't shut your face hole, meanie person.
Anyways, thank you all so much.
Oh, see, like Fenris had a good idea. Like, I bet that Chili could read all of that in 30 seconds. I bet that Avi could read it in 32 seconds. Like, it could be like a thing.
We're doing bets.
Yeah. Like a rap battle.
Don't forget, if you have Twitch Prime, you can use that on us. And we all know that Jeff Bezos has way too much money. So if you have Twitch Prime, be sure you use your Twitch Prime sub. Doesn't have to be on us. Just use it. Make some streamer's day by using it on them.
I have one, and I make sure that I use it on somebody else.
And take a $5 out of Bezos's pocket.
I did accidentally use it on us once, and Pete made a point to make fun of me, so that was hilarious.
Hey, Krev, thank you so much for the host.
And it was wonderful meeting you, finally.
So, I think we have a good show for you tonight. We got a lot of news to catch up on. We'll talk a little bit about TwitchCon. We have more info on patch 5.1, and I think we're finally going to have time to go over the next Tales from the Shadows short story that we've been trying to get to for like a month.
Isn't this the last one?
It's the second to last one. You still have yours to do.
No, what? I thought I already wrote that.
You wrote it, but we haven't talked about it.
Oh, did you paste it in here and I didn't notice it?
We're not going to have time for both of them.
Oh, okay. That's why I thought I already did it. 2 weeks. I don't know what's happening anymore.
All right, so let's kick it off with everyone's favorite segment.
I totally was scrolled down to tweet of the week, and I was like, no, it's not.
Only been doing it for 187 episodes.
I couldn't do it because I was like so ready for tweet of the week, and I was like, oh wait, that's me. Okay, do it one more time.
Everyone's favorite segment.
Greenleaf Minute.
It's the Greenleaf Minute. This one's going to be legitimately a minute this week, I think. This one might help some of you that came over new for Shadowbringers and have started to get to the end game. You started to get to the Extreme Primals, Titania and Innocence for the first time, starting to get the Savage for the first time. This was inspired by our Discord this week because someone was wondering why they couldn't find either of those Extreme Trials on their duty list.
So which one? Titania and Innocence?
Innocence.
Okay.
And they were looking at their duty list. They didn't have them on there. We told them to go to the Wandering Minstrel. They didn't have any quest for them to pick up.
That's annoying.
And the only thing I could think of, because I've seen someone do this in the past before, is they picked up the quest. They listened to the Wandering Minstrel story, so they had them available, but they didn't know, because it's their first time getting to this stage in the game, where it's considered a high-end duty.
I don't even know where that is. So obviously, if this is a Greenleaf, you did not Greenleaf it enough, Pete.
I think I did. There's something called high-end duty.
Like in the duty finder?
When you open your duty finder.
I'm like legit opening my duty finder.
So above where you're scrolling right now, Avi, it says regular duty and high-end duty.
Oh, okay. So above all the little icons where it's like Duty Roulette, Dungeons from A Realm Reborn, Heavensward Stormblood, and you got the raids and all that stuff. There's like two little like buttons you can press essentially that take up half of the space, and one has a little search emblem next to it that says regular duty, and the one to the right has a little magnifying glass that says high end duty. And they're not talking about how good your poops are. They hear duty and I think duty every time. And then you oh my god.
And that is where it's only
idea.
The most recent Extreme Primals, and then Savage and Ultimate when you unlock those as well.
You know why I had no idea, Pete?
Because you haven't done them.
Yeah, you need a character to jump. Because I was doing my capstone. I was really fucking busy with school.
Oh, wait. I had never heard about that before, Avi.
I figure I got to get it out while I can.
So yeah, you bring up your duty finder, and then you'll see a place that says high-end duty. You click on that, and then you should have any Extreme Primals that are the most recent ones. These are from patch 5.0. Because every time when you've been leveling up, playing for the first time, if you've been unlocking Extreme Primals along the way, they've just been going under regular duty. So if you've never been at endgame before, you had no idea about high-end duty.
Was the high-end duty? I'm a child. Was that there for the previous, for Stormblood?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like 99% sure.
Because I actually read this Greenleaf Minute that you wrote earlier, and I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about. And I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait until you're doing the Greenleaf segment, and I'm going to ask, because I'm pretty sure I know I'm not the only one, because that's the whole point of this segment, is that we've learned I'm not the only one. And so I wanted to make sure it was clear to other people as
So
well.
Mike Hoff has it right in chat how they didn't know about it or they never had to do it because you always make me party leader.
Yeah,
so
I do.
I have to queue for everything.
Except
so I
when we're
have
like
to know where
last
everything
minute
is.
streaming, you're like, all right, Avi, pick all the things we're gonna do now, go. And I'm like, oh no, let's go kill things.
And if you are in Party Finder, you probably just know like the icon to click, and you've never noticed that it says high end duty on it.
Nope, didn't notice the poop.
So that is how you find the most recent Extreme Trials or Savage or Ultimate in your duty finder. You have to go to high end duty.
Or you just make your husband cue you for it and go, Bubba, let's join the party. You do all the work.
But if you don't have a husband,
then you just go, hey, Vegan Pete.
just DM me.
DM Vegan Pete. Be like, I need to do the thing. You're in charge.
All right, so hopefully that helped out some of you that just came to Final Fantasy XIV with Shadowbringers, or if you've been playing for 6 years and you just didn't know. Avi.
Hi.
Let's get to Avi's favorite segment. It's the tweet of the week.
Okay, wait,
the tweet of the week.
I do want to comment. I actually like this segment. I hate how douchey you sound in that.
I didn't even say it. It's the tweet of the week.
No, in that.
Oh.
You just used that to do it again. You know exactly what I meant. That's
no idea what you're talking about.
I dislike the douchey intro, not the actual like tweet of the week. Oh, and by the way, Fen says props to Pete for mouthing along with it too.
I must have done that subconsciously.
He's like so excited. This is actually Pete's favorite segment because of how
Only
much I
because
dislike
it annoys you.
Yes, I know. Oh, I know. I married you. I know how you work.
This one comes from @ScottishBastard. Listening to @SheHealsITank from the beginning, and I'm 20 plus episodes in. Reliving all the 3.x patches is very nostalgic and getting me more excited for what the future holds for Final Fantasy XIV.
First of all, Tim, can I say I am so sorry that you are listening to us from the beginning. That is like, you got patience. And
I replied to him, you're a brave person for starting from the very beginning, because
I know that
we're called the Shit Podcast for a reason.
Fenris Wolfsbane actually recently did it as well, which I'm actually going to talk about that a little later. They listened to the whole podcast from the beginning, and you guys, like, I don't think I could even bring myself to do it.
Some of them are rough.
Really bad.
Probably said a lot of stuff I shouldn't have said.
Definitely said a lot of stuff you shouldn't have said. I'd like to think that the nice thing is that people have said, you guys have definitely improved. It's not even like a question. It's not like a maybe. It's not like a slightly. It's, you're so much better than you were. So yeah, it's
started from the bottom and now we're here. And that was it's the tweet of the week. Tweet of the week. Now it's time for news and notes from around the realm, Avi. Let's start things off with a couple of contest updates.
Okay.
The Memoirs of Adventure Creative Writing Contest has ended, and they've announced the winners on the official forums. So if you submitted a story and you want to see if you've won, we'll have a link to that in our show notes. Just head on, or you can just head on over to the forums. The other contest we talked about a couple weeks ago was the 2019 edition of the Furnishing Design Contest.
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Pete, but Fenris Wolfbane said to go back to episode XIV. So was seriously episode 14 the drunk Pete train wreck episode?
The very first drunk Pete.
That's the worst one of them all. But it makes me really happy that it's XIV.
Yeah.
The fact that lines up. Sorry, that just like I had to interrupt you to the point because Fen just listened to it. That's amazing. That's like, oh, it's amazing. I don't know.
And I'm like honest with you people too. I could have edited a lot of that shit out. I just put it out there for you.
Yeah, that's because you were
laugh and ridicule.
That's because you were too hungover to deal with it the next day.
No.
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
No.
Oh, and that was the last not titled episode, and then we went, okay, we need to get our shit together. All right, sorry, continue. You were talking about the Furnishing Design Contest
we talked about a couple weeks ago. This one has not ended yet, but this weekend is your last chance to work on it. All entries must be submitted by 7:59 a.m. Pacific time on Monday the 7th, so don't forget.
I just have to say, if they stopped giving away these exact same awards, I would actually enter these. I don't want any of these rewards.
Okay, well, first of all, this one isn't for the typical 6 rewards
Oh.
of Mandragora, Noble, Barding, and Bluebird, whatever.
Okay.
This is for the Cloud Strife hairstyle.
Oh, I don't want that either.
And there's going to be 100 winners.
But I'm sure people do want that, so I actually think it's great that it's an option.
I think they've only given it away 1 or 2 times before.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
at
no,
least it's not
I
the
prefer
regular
this.
shit.
Make it something slightly different. Like, it's even if you just recolor them, at least it feels slightly different. I don't know.
And there's going to be 100 winners, so you probably have a good shot. And we will link to that original design contest in the show notes as well for you to check it out if you would like to make some furniture.
So Final Fantasy XIV will be returning to Australia in October. They're going to be headed to...
I come from a land down under.
Oh, you did not just do that. They are going to be headed to PAX Australia from October 11th until the 13th. It's at the Melbourne Convention Centre, and if you're in the area, you might want to check it out. Looked up... Oh, God, Pete, I can't even with what you just typed here. I refuse to read... This is... No. Read it.
Come on. What's wrong?
I looked at the PAX Down Under website, and they still had single-day badges.
For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But they said low supply.
Oy, each day will run you 70 Aussie bucks, which, oh my God, you knew you were going to make me read this one. I think is about 50 America dollars. Not a bad deal. Of course, since it's not FanFest, you're going to get a chance to win a t-shirt, so you're going to make Pete really, really jealous. And you'll get the opportunity to slay Eden Prime and take home an I Beat Eden tee. Bring your Greenleaf friend as well, because there is going to be a Sprout Corner where they will be introducing new adventurers to the realm of Eorzea. They will teach you the job system and run you through some guild tests, and you'll go home with a free copy of the starter edition, which is pretty damn cool.
And thank you for those 200 bits, Chili. You gonna go to PAX Australia?
Sure,
Avi?
if you pay.
Maybe you're too far away from the land of the Bee Gees to go to PAX. Maybe you're closer to the home country of the Terminator. Well, lucky you, Final Fantasy XIV will be returning to Game City, Vienna in Austria.
Ooh.
This will be taking place Friday, October 18th to Sunday, October 20th. Like Australia, and again, unlike FanFest, you'll get the challenge of beating baddies for some sweet threads. Your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to kill Innocence and Titania. That's right, you can win 2 t-shirts, Avi. So you can be really cocky if you want, and just bring 1 t-shirt with you on your trip, and then count on winning for your other 2 t-shirts for the weekend.
No.
I would do that.
I know you would.
I will beat them.
And then I'd be like, okay, the entire event is ruined for me because I have to sit here and wait for Pete to keep trying over and over again, or he's going to smell so bad that no one's going to want to be near him.
Thank you so much for that sub,
Broly. You just gave him an out to not have to respond to how disgusting he truly would have been with that timing there. I appreciate it.
I can still take a shower and wash my shirt in the shower. That's how you do it.
Oh my God, no, it's not.
Austria will also have a Sprout Corner where you can get yourself a free copy of the starter edition. They are having a fan gathering, but you have to RSVP for it. We'll post the details in the show notes. They don't say how many they are limited to, but the first half will go on a first-come, first-served basis, and then they will randomly select the next half of requests from emails received before Monday, October 14th at 3:59 p.m. Pacific. You do have to be at least 18 for the gathering. Australia also was having a gathering, but they just posted it on the US version of the Lodestone, and apparently they had already posted on EU before, and the deadline to RSVP had already passed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, chat's
Marcus
like,
Kyler.
That's Con 101, Avi. That is not Lady Con. That is not... Lady Con is, I'm going to bring 4 pairs of shoes for 3 days and change it up every day.
And complain about how much your feet hurt in each fucking pair.
Pretty much. Actually, I've gotten better about that. Did I complain about my feet at all during TwitchCon?
I was really drunk, so I don't remember.
No, you weren't.
That's what I'm going with.
No, I did not complain at all. I wore good shoes. All right. And you never know what you're going to do. And the weather might change. And, you know. Yeah, see, that's... I actually am pretty low maintenance for Lady Con.
I want to go to that con.
You're not allowed.
Con.
You're not allowed. All right. We got some Buscemi action here. Hey, buddy. All right. So maybe you're not close to Australia or Austria, but maybe you really want a house in game.
Maybe you're homeless.
You don't have a home in game. I'm not going to go with that other one. That's weird, Pete. Don't step on that, Buscemi. Well, good news. They are adding additional plots to the existing zones. Coming in patch 5.1, housing wards 19 through goddamn 21 are going to be added. And that is a whole 540 new houses.
Did you just do that math in your head, Avi?
Sticking with their recent trend, new sales will be restricted to free company and housing for an unspecified amount of time. However, if you already own a residence, you will be able to use the relocation feature to move to one of the new plots if you so choose. It looks like it's going to be, Pete's going to be getting up early for patch 5.1.
Yeah, I will be getting up at, they usually come up at 3 a.m. our time. I'm going to be getting up, logging in to try to score myself a large plot.
And I do have to say I have a cat now sitting in front of my monitor, so I can only see half of the outline.
He's judging you at the moment.
Judging me. So I'm going to do the best I can. Hi, cutie boy. I need like a camera seeing what I'm looking at right now.
That is one ugly fucking cat.
I love him so much. Buscemi emotes if you got him, guys. He's here coming to send some love.
So, patch 5.1 is shaping up to be a pretty good one. We're getting major changes and additions like the restoration of Ishgard, New Game Plus, Pixie, Beast Tribe, Yorha, Dark Apocalypse 24-man raid, and a new Ultimate raid. But we're also getting some smaller changes as well. In a developer post from Volin9,
that was a big fail, but cool.
Volta9.
There you go.
Detailed some small but pretty good quality of life changes coming in 5.1. First up is a change to the Glamour Dresser UI.
Ooh.
And even as someone who rarely glamours, I only do it for the fashion report. Even I was annoyed that this change wasn't in the game yet. So now when you're adding items to the Glamour Dresser, they added that simple little checkbox that you can click to hide any gear set items.
Oh my god, thank goodness. That was so... I have legitimately put gear set items in there because I thought I'd already replaced it.
It really sucks when you have like a few like lower level jobs and you're like, oh, I probably just bought that piece for a fashion report or something like that. And then you throw it in there.
I'm extra dumb. I actually on my dancer had thought, or maybe it was my healer, it was one of them. I was actually still wearing Eden pieces and I thought I'd replace them with tome gear and I put that in there. And then when I tried to play the class, I was like, where's my chest piece?
Luckily you can get them out now.
Yeah, you can. Well, yeah, I didn't break it. So it wasn't a big deal, but it was just like, I'm a dummy. Why is that not there?
So that should actually really help me keep my inventory a little bit cleaner now that I know anything that shows up I can just throw in there because I don't care.
It's a really good idea. All right, so they've also made some really nice changes. Additionally, when editing glamour plates, you're going to be able to select options so it only shows you gear that is currently equipable for your current race and gender and for your class or job. That's pretty awesome, I think.
Yes. They have also made some nice changes to the duty/raid finder UI. In patch 5.1, when you click on a duty, at the top in big letters, it will show you what the eye level requirement is for that piece of content.
But only for the content that actually has the...
No, obviously.
Okay, sorry. Chat's like, duty!
You'll no longer have to scroll down past the description to see the eye level of that duty.
Of that poop. The Poop Finder settings menu has also gotten a slick facelift. It's a lot nicer looking when you're selecting an undersized party or minimum eye level through all of those settings. Cat, stop it. They have also added the option to not have echo if you want to challenge some of the older fights without that buff, which is really awesome.
You could always do that before. When you get into one of those things, you could right-click it off. But this is easier.
Just made it a little more streamlined.
And you can let people know if you're putting up the party finder that you're doing it without echo. And they round out this blog post with some emote changes, Avi. You'll now be able to sort the emotes alphabetically. Previously, they were listed by an internal ID number. You'll also now have a setting you can click so that when someone does an emote at you, it plays a sound notification.
Oh, I've totally missed emotes when people did it to me before. That's really cool.
I never really thought about it, but that is kind of nice because I have definitely missed people emoting at me before.
Well, yeah.
And then I just run away and I look like a jerk. that just ran away from them waving at me.
Isn't that normal for you, though?
No.
That's what you would do anyways?
I love waving back at people and dancing.
Those bright green butt cheeks.
Who wouldn't want to see that?
Some other elements changing in 5.1 are the requirements for obtaining mentor status. Really, it's only one requirement change, but it's a big one. The commendation requirement has been increased 5-fold from 300 commendations to 1,500 commendations received. Not like give. You can't go like spamming out a lot of commendations. You have to actually
just
get
giving
them.
commendations doesn't give me mentor status?
Nope. I actually... How many commendations does it take to get the Chocobo mount?
3,000.
Okay, so I'm way past this, so I'm good. I just have to finish getting that stupid tank.
You have 3,000?
Almost. I'm close.
Okay. I was like, God damn, I don't have it.
I haven't been playing a whole lot, but because of school. But
God damn. I think you probably have me beat on commendations because I don't do a lot of content.
I have 2,226 commendations.
After I've already done it.
What?
I said I don't like redo a lot of content.
Oh.
And like I usually try to fill up with people I know for expert roulettes and stuff like that, so you can't get commendations. But I know I'm over 1,500 because I have the best gown or whatever that thing is called. The 1,500 reward that we talked about a couple weeks in the Greenleaf Minute.
Yeah, it's not really that great.
I don't know if this is the best requirement for the mentor status.
But I get it. I actually think it's a good start.
But just because you get a commendation doesn't mean you helped explain the fight or anything. Like, I know most of your commendations are simply by being chatty in the chat.
If I can make somebody laugh.
Semi-funny.
Yeah, like my goal sometimes, if it's a boring dungeon, I'm going to try to make somebody smile. And Broly just commented, you've been a dedicated player for over a year and you're only at 1,300. I'm assuming you're a DPS. It's definitely a lot easier to get commendations as a healer or a tank. I'd probably be getting...
Actually, 1,300 for a year is damn good.
That's really good, dude. Really, really, really good.
Like, I was looking at the Reddit for people posting during this change, and there were a lot who were like, I've played for like 5 years.
But when I commented about my like how I get commendations because I'm trying to make people smile or laugh, that's because I commendate for that exact same reason. So like if you really want to try to make your commendations better, be nice,
that's
be funny.
That's kind of what I'm saying is this is not the best requirement for mentor
but it means
status.
They've been playing for a long time.
But that doesn't mean you're going to be a good mentor.
No, but I mean that's like the beginning of trying to kind of put those little things in.
I actually think...
What would you say? Oh, of course you have an idea. Of course.
I do a podcast, Abby. I think about these things.
I do not. I just respond.
I think... Okay, keep the commendation as a requirement to unlock the mentor duty finder.
Mm-hmm.
Or mentor roulette is what it's called. And then once you do that, there should be a certain amount of mentor roulettes that you have to do to get the mentor crown.
Oh, I would have lost it because I don't do them at all.
That's what I'm saying. There should be an amount of mentor roulettes.
But why does that make me a bad mentor if I don't want to do the mentor roulettes? I want to help players in like the regular content. I don't do them because I don't want to get thrown in the expert fights because I don't necessarily do those.
But that's what people need help with mostly.
Not only. I help them with other things.
Some people need help in dungeons and you give it to them. That's just fine. And thank you for that sub, Aurora42. But
You're just basically saying I'm not good enough to be a mentor because I don't do the mentor roulette.
Except for the most recent Extreme Primals, you've done every Extreme Primal. You know how to do it. You could mentor someone through them.
So I know
I don't do them either.
People in chat, there's a comment about turning off your douche crown because a lot of people don't like the crown because a lot of mentors are dicks. I genuinely like helping people and I genuinely want to help people, and that is why I'm proud of that mentor crown. Doesn't mean I necessarily want to get put into the mentor roulette because of the douche crowns that you're stuck in there with.
No, I don't even think that's the problem because very few people are running the mentor roulette right now. And the people
they should make 2 separate mentor roulettes.
The people that are queuing for mentor roulette probably aren't the ones that are shit at the game.
No, I'm not saying they're shit. Shit at the game and a jerk are 2 totally different things. 2 totally different things.
Yeah, but like no one who's just doing it for the prestige of having the crown is queuing for mentor roulette. So I think this would be a good...
But they're trying to get the mount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That you need so many fucking mentor roulettes for that thing.
Honestly, I have to say that if that wasn't like, that's actually my dream mount, because that looks like She-Ra's mount, and I want to be She-Ra in all elements of my life.
Well,
But
if you do one a week,
what's my
it
current?
will take you like 20 years.
Yeah, like I don't have the time for that, and I've had like, if they lowered the
They need
requirement
to lower
for
that requirement for that mount. 'cause
I would be doing the mentor roulette.
Think about how long you've played and you haven't got 3,000 commendations. You need 3,000 mentor. Is it 3,000 mentor
It's
roulettes
a
or
lot.
300? I forget. If it's 3,000, that's fucking insane.
All I know is, like, if they lowered that, I would actually do the mentor roulette, because that is a goddamn beautiful unicorn Pegasus mount that I want in my life. It's 3,000. Yeah. 3,000 times I have to run that for the mount. I literally, that right there, I think it's not even so much about doing the mentor roulette, like the content you're going to get. It's the fact that I'm like grumpy about that I like don't do it, because I don't even want to put any effort toward it, because I want that mount and I'm never going to get it because it's 3,000 and that's unobtainable for my time schedule.
So just do one a day.
Oh no, I don't have time. I don't even get to log in once a day.
For 9 years.
Mm-hmm. See, that's like, that's stupid. Sorry, I got a little vocal.
I do think that that's a kind of ridiculous amount for a mount. But I think if they were to put 100 mentor roulettes, not for the mount, but for the mentor crown.
Oh, that I'd be okay with. I would do it for that. But if they keep it at this, okay, I agree with you now, Pete. I'm giving you that. If it's not like, but I think I was thinking like the 3,000 thing with the mentor roulette.
I don't want it to be that high. That's insane.
That's insane. But if it was 100, I would do that.
100 mentor roulettes for the mentor crown.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
Because when you do the mentor roulette, you have the possibility of getting extreme primals. It's not guaranteed you're going to get an extreme primal.
Yeah.
But it's going to be at the appropriate sync down level. It's not going to be unsyncing them, because people might have this mentor crown and they've unsynced every piece of content that they've ever done. They've never done it at the appropriate level.
And I do know, most of, I guess I said Stormblood probably was when school got a bit intense for me. And so the expert roulette, not expert roulettes, but the expert primals, extreme primals, God, words are hard. Extreme primals from Stormblood on are when I kind of fell out of doing those kind of fights. So, but everything else, I know, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the crown because I personally like to help people, and I want people to have a good experience in the game. That's like a really important thing for me. If like I see bullying going on, I want to like respond to that, and I want to make sure that doesn't continue. If I just want people to have fun because it's a game, and I know that your time is limited and you don't get to play very often. So like, enjoy what time you have and don't be a dick, and hopefully you have somebody there to help if somebody is being a dick. That's how I view the mentor status. So I'm the mentor as mentors should be, because I want to help people. Don't take that away, but I agree with you. 100, I would do it for that. I would actually do it for that.
Yeah, I think 100 is a reasonable number.
Yeah.
Johnny Smith Apple says, could use a similar system like that for tank mounts. I don't know if you need to do that, because tank mounts, I guess there is a way around for tank mounts, huh? Because you can't just like run it with 8 other tanks.
How close am I to getting my tank mount? How many do you have to do for that one?
300, I think.
Oh, I'm really far from that one.
So that's something to think about for the tank mounts. Maybe they can merge that in to each other. What else did I want to say about this? Oh yeah, the other change is that the crafting mentor, when you achieve that, it's separate from the battle mentor. That will no longer unlock the mentor roulette.
Okay.
Which makes sense, because if you just did it as a crafter, you might not know all the fights. No,
I actually fully agree with that. I think we kind of talked about that, because you had even said, I want to be like a craftor mentor, but I don't want to be the other mentor.
I turned off my mentor crown, and I would put it on for crafting, but I didn't know the command, and I was too lazy to look it up.
Greenleaf Minute.
Because I turned off my crafting crown, because I didn't really feel like a mentor, because I don't know healing that well.
Right.
So I could tell someone the basics of healing. I could tell you like how you should position yourself for healing. But as for the actual spells and stuff that you use, I'm fucked on that.
But I also think, by the way, just going back to the mentor crown, I don't necessarily feel like mentors have to be KK just clipped. Avi agrees with Pete.
Only took 188 episodes.
I've agreed with you in the past. I don't feel like a mentor has to be an expert necessarily in every single fight. I feel like if you're, I'm not necessarily confident going into the expert fights. Like, yeah, I've done them like 2 years ago, but I can try to remember all the bits and help you guys out. But I can go into all this other content, and I can definitely try to help that person understand and make sure they're comfortable and go through it well. And I do think it would make sense to separate that out for the roulettes or something. Like, I don't know. I don't think people should view it as you have to know everything. It's not an all or nothing thing. You can help. I like helping new players. That's why we do the Greenleaf segment, is because it started from wanting to help new players. And so why is it something different to be a mentor for new players and a mentor for people who are doing extreme and savage stuff? Like,
it's just like, how much time do you want him to spend on this system? Like,
right, but expert fights, I feel like there should be a separate roulette for extreme fights, because extreme fights are optional.
Yeah.
They're fully optional. And so you can be a complete expert in this game. You can have played everything, but not do the extreme fights. So why
But I think we should be encouraging everyone to do the extreme fights.
Why?
Because they're not that difficult.
That's not the point. If I don't enjoy it, why am I going to do it?
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to do it if you don't enjoy it.
But if I want to be a mentor...
that hear extreme and they get scared from just that word.
But if I'm a mentor... and I want to be a mentor to help people in the mentor roulette, I'm forced to do extreme fights. And that's not what I want to do. So I'm forced.
But that's what someone who needs this fight completed.
Which is why there should be a separate mentor roulette for that. There should be 2 mentor roulettes. Extreme fights and everything else. That's what I'm saying.
What would be one step under mentor?
Teacher roulette. I don't know.
Teach you the basics.
That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, raid content and extreme fight should be a separate mentor roulette, because different people enjoy that and different people don't. Like, I would be doing, if that wasn't part of the mentor roulette, I would be doing it. I would have my 3,000 goddamn roulettes because the extremes weren't in there, and I was like, you know what, I had a really fucking long day, and I just don't, veteran versus mentor. I don't necessarily have the energy to run a bunch of noobs through an extreme fight. I just don't have it in me right now, so you know what, I'm not going to queue for it. That is what happens. So you want to queue
for, give me my crown roulette.
No, let me help some people in content that I'm comfortable helping people in roulette.
Just queue for that stuff. You can still help people.
That's what I do, but then I don't get any closer to getting my mount. And like I said, it's my favorite mount in the game.
Like I said, just do it once a day for 9 years and you'll get it.
Dislike you.
Yeah, so that was only the major change for the mentor status. It's going from 300 commendations.
That'd be a long conversation.
To 1,500. I knew it was going to be, too. To 1,500. And I personally think that you should have to run a certain amount of mentor roulettes to get the mentor status. And the commendations should just unlock the mentor roulette for you for that.
Are we on the next section, or is there anything else?
But if you really want your crown, Avi, just level all your crafters.
Fuck your face. I did say I was trying to stop cursing so much. I apologize. Are we on the next section now? Okay.
We are.
So new items have been added to the Mogstation.
This is your bread and butter, Avi.
Let me open the link in the new tab so I can look at them. All right. Oh, no, these are new old items. We're so excited.
Broly in chat is saying, are we still doing hot take call-ins for Shadowbringers? If you've got a take on something we're talking about, you can join the On Deck channel, and we'll bring you in to see what you have to say.
All right.
Better be good.
I'm very opinionated on that, Fenris. It's my favorite freaking mount in the game, and it's unobtainable for me. All right, so Mogstation new items. The only item that's truly new is the new mount, which is the Sun-Spun Cumulus, which is for a single character only. It is the same mount that we got from the Amazon Prime event.
But it looks like someone peed on the cloud after drinking a Mountain Dew.
It is the cloud that you ride on that Pete hates because his character sits on it and makes him very sad because it looks like he's just sitting there farting as he flies by. But now it's gold and shiny. So it's got glittery bits and it's gold. It's $12 for a single character. They've also added the exclusive Eastern Journey attire, which comes with the circlet, jacklet, armlets, bottoms.
It really has exclusive in the name?
It does. Shoes and battle staff for $18. It doesn't say whether or not it's actually dyeable. I honestly...
It's so exclusive, everyone can buy it.
I mean, I have this set because it was an from in-game content. I don't use any pieces from it. Any of them. All right, they do have, these minions were freaking adorable. They're the little ghost minions. There's little yin and little yang, and one is happy and one is sad. Those are $5 each. I love them. I should have that actually out on my character right now. And they have the 5 authentic pumpkin pastry platter for $5, which is a housing item. The authentic pumpkin party pennants, which if you see us in game are right behind us, as well as the authentic familiar paw prints, which are around the corner in our FC house, and you can't see them on stream. They're also very cute.
I didn't even know about those things until I saw them, that you put them up the other day. The minions, little yin and little yang, they are very cute, like you said.
Very cute.
And I'm going to give a little plug to our Discord. You should join that Discord, because every once in a while, we have a very generous community in that Discord. We had Chili dropping codes in there, and I believe Fenris dropped a code in there as well. You don't have them, do you, Avi?
I have no idea.
You could have grabbed those codes.
I actually don't have Yang. I just have Yin. Oh, that's the thing. So the event only allowed you to pick one. So I can actually see a lot of people buying the minion they weren't able to get. So I have Yin, because I got the smiley happy ghost. So now I can spend $5 and I can get Yang to make sure I have both of the ghosts. Yin is shy. She just flew away. So all you can see is her cute little ghost tail now. I apologize. All right, guys. Now it's time for Pete's favorite segment.
Teaching me lore, so he'll know some shit. Teaching me lore.
That is a segment.
Know shit.
That is a sound bit we do need to re-record so that the vocals are a bit louder. That is definitely something we've heard feedback on. So if anybody's musically inclined and wants to help us out with that, let us know.
That was a user submitted one though, so thank you so much.
No, it was their idea and everything, and they fully admitted, you might want to redo this. So I'm not saying anything negative. All right, Pete. This question.
I said user. I should say listener. They're using the podcast.
You're using, I don't know. All right, this is from Dango, like the Japanese treat. So
not Django, like Unchained?
Nope.
Oh.
All right, so anyone's unfamiliar with this segment, this is where we're trying to educate Pete on some Final Fantasy lore.
Never gotten one wrong.
Never.
In case you're listening for the first time.
Never. Ooh, we got a music teacher in the audience.
Hey, it's Sonatina. Someone we met at
TwitchCon. All right, so Dango's question says, the Ash Crown Consortium is an organization dedicated to the distribution of elemental crystals, and you should be familiar with them because we learned about them back in A Realm Reborn.
That means I learned about them and then I forgot about them.
Who founded this business many years ago? It's multiple choice. A.
Wait, let me see if I can guess the choices. Is one of them that bitch that we're always turning stuff into?
None of them is a person's name.
What? What are we talking about then?
A, the Amalja, B, the Ichal, C, the Sylphs, or D, the Kobold?
Read the question again.
All right. The Ashcrown Consortium is an organization dedicated to the distribution of elemental crystals, as we learned back in A Realm Reborn. Who founded this business many years ago?
And they're all beast tribes? Fuck. I know what all of those beast tribes are.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? Amalja, Ixal.
You just said I know what they are. What are they? No, it was just what you said that was funny.
Sylphs and Kobold?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Ixals were the only ones that were making airships and shit.
Okay, but were they trading in crystals?
I don't remember them having crystals. Because all the other ones hoarded crystals to summon primals.
Okay.
I don't remember hearing about no consortium people.
I've got a little backstory. That's why you can see on this page there's no text, because I've got a little backstory for you once you've answered
you don't
it.
want to show me the answer?
I know the answer.
I know you don't want to show me the answer.
No, there's more backstory.
The answer is... God. What's a place to trade? The Malja are by Little Alamigo. Alamigo's kind of like a trading post.
Would you really want to be that far out if you were trading with people?
Well, the Ixal are in the shroud.
Mm-hmm.
The Sylphs are in the shroud, kind of fucked off by themselves. The Kobolds are in Lenosia. No one likes Lenosia, so no one goes to Lenosia.
Okay.
I'm going Ixal, final answer, just for fun.
And you are
Correct.
wrong.
Yeah.
The correct answer are the Sylphs.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
So a bit of backstory. 15 years ago, one used to be able to find Sylphs in all of Eorzea's city-states, and none would pay any mind. However, the Garleans sought to suppress with startling single-mindedness any species suspected to summon primals, including the Sylphs. The Syndicate, 6 most influential Uldens, passed the policy to banish and in some cases murder any Sylphs within Ul'dah. Overnight, Sylvan merchants disappeared from Sapphire Exchange Avenue and Ul'dah escaped Garlean invasion. Despite the policy's dubiousness, the majority of the merchants welcomed it because there was a reduced business rivalry.
Nailed it.
I didn't really I never realized that the Sylphs were so oppressed.
And I do have to say something.
Which is why they're hiding.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Real Hot Chili Pepper says, by the way, is there going to be call-ins for the community roundup as this is the first of the month? Yes, there is. I forgot to tweet that out today.
I didn't realize it was the first week.
Actually, I did, and then I was like, oh, I need to tweet that out for people to call in. If you just joined the show, every episode we have a segment called Community Roundup. We usually plug something that we find very interesting, either another content creator, whatever, something that has to do with Final Fantasy XIV. Occasionally it doesn't have to do with Final Fantasy XIV. But on the first of the month, we open up the Community Roundup to you. If you're doing something, whether you're doing a podcast, whether you have a kick-ass stream, that's the time for you to call in, plug yourself, plug someone else. Thank you for those bits, Broly. 150.
When Pete gets every question and teaching Pete lore correct.
So when we do the community roundup, that is your cue to call into our Discord, join the On Deck channel, and you can plug what you have going on.
Actually, KK, it was a bit soon. The community roundup is actually done after the discussion, so we're going to go through the discussion right now. So now you know what the community roundup is going to be about. All right, so for discussion, we actually figured we would talk a little bit about TwitchCon. I know Pete and I did it just chatting, but I figured we're a podcast, so it seems silly to not mention TwitchCon in the podcast.
Yep.
Good.
That's what you told me.
Good conversation, Pete. So first day impressions.
The Twitch community and gaming community in general is single-handedly keeping 27 energy drink companies in business.
I know. There were so many energy drinks on the floor. So first day, we pretty much just walked the floor.
So it was like a quarter energy drinks,
Mm-hmm.
a quarter of the different charities that streamers raise money for.
Yep.
A quarter for developers of games, and a quarter for like actually helping you with your stream.
Yeah.
Products to help you with your stream.
Chat is asking if there were any pussy or balls. No, but we did see Bang.
Bang energy drink.
Bang
was
energy
there.
drink was. They actually had like the Bang dancers. Yeah. So yeah, that was day one. It was fun though. We did enjoy walking around the panel. Saw some really cool stuff. Day two, we went to a panel and saw entitled "Finding Your Quest," which we both really enjoyed.
And I think this is the one that kind of reinvigorated your enthusiasm for streaming.
Yes, this was about, I mentioned earlier, and as if you guys are listeners, you know how upset I get about in-game bullying. And I really do want to make a point through my streams and podcasts to, like, that's something I kind of want to help spread the word on and make people understand that, you know, if you are getting bullied and you have options. And how to respond and how to make sure that there are repercussions for the people doing it. And it was just kind of cool to find a way to, like, if you have like this core element, like this mission, essentially, your intent or your focus, that it helps you keep from getting burnt out from streaming, because it is difficult to continue streaming sometimes when you're like just tired with work and school and everything going on in life. But if you know that, you've got that one or two people that are watching you, even, on a slow day or whatever, that you're there for a reason, it can really help you. And I loved that idea. And if you do look up our stream on YouTube for our podcast, or you are here live with us, you'll see that we have words.
We got words, baby.
What are the words?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now.
The words on the screen.
Captions.
Sorry.
Captions.
I'm like, there's a C word that I can't get in my mouth.
Cunt.
It's not it. But one of the people on the panel was a woman who's an advocate for making sure that those who are hearing impaired can enjoy streaming and different elements in every possible avenue. And so that was why we made a point to add that to our stream. And Raven Iceguard, thank you so much for joining us. They were also at that panel. It was a really fun panel, really wonderful. Like, everyone was just like really motivated afterwards. I actually think that was one of the highlights for me at TwitchCon, was that panel. I really, really enjoyed that. That same day, day 2, we actually had a Final Fantasy 14 meetup. We want to give a shout out to those who we caught up with and those we met for the first time at TwitchCon last weekend. First of all, Arcane Seamstress, she kind of like last minute got thrown into like, hey, you're in charge of organizing this. And so she just kind of like worked really hard, and it worked out. Sly the Fox, always love seeing you. Rozzy, she's like my freaking soulmate. I love her. Sham, Krev, it was so great to finally meet you. We have so much more in common than I realized. Johnny Smith Apple, thank you for you're here with us. Spofy was awesome as always. Hershey's a sweetheart. Sonatina was here earlier. I think he left to go watch the Joker, Askay, Mr. Happy, of course, Kasugitsu, of course, Mediocre Maestro, and anyone else we're forgetting. I'm super sorry if I didn't get your name. I tried to keep up with all the things and follow you back if we weren't following you already. Finally, day 3.
We saw a new panel about the new Twitch editions. We don't need to go over too many of these, but something you might see in the future is channel points. And
on Twitch, not the podcast.
On Twitch, yes. So
this was a Twitch panel. That's why I figured we wouldn't go over too much in the podcast.
Yeah, but it's going to be something like, if you've never joined us live, Twitch is adding really cool stuff. So if you join us live, you're going to get channel points just for watching us. There's going to be stuff to click on to earn extra points. And this is all free, not going to cost you a thing.
What I really liked about channel points is what it is so in Twitch, you have the ability to spend your subscriptions, you have the ability to spend your bits, which all cost dollars. Channel points are a way of saying, hey, you know what? Your time is valuable. Your time matters. And so if you interact and you actively engage with one channel, you earn channel points. And so this says, so you may not be able to afford to throw dollar bills at people, but you are still important, you still matter, and you earn channel points.
And some people already have them. I believe when I watched Johnny Smith Apple, he already had them on his channel.
He might have been really jealous, Johnny. I'm
drunk. I can't remember names.
How are you drunk? You're not drunk. All right. But so it's really cool. And there's been some other extensions
Mistoso has them
that Twitch is doing that are actually creating interactions for your viewers within the game. Borderlands 3 had some really wonderful ones. I'm hoping that somehow magically Final Fantasy 14 and Square Enix decide to implement this.
Not counting on it, but Final Fantasy 14, fucking step up your game, man.
It would be awesome.
I know you sponsor streams, because when Shadowbringers was coming out, I'm pretty sure it was Pokimane that they sponsored a stream, and she streamed it for like an hour. Like half of that was just like creating a character.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so then on that same day, we walked the floor some more, and then we ended up going to Coin Up, which is a local barcade, because if you're going to go out, you go to the bar that has arcade games. Randomly ran into Nate from Checkpoint Radio, the former LBR host, and Pete had some fun talking radio bits with him. It's kind of his thing.
I like talking business.
If Pete could be a radio DJ, he fully would. So overall impressions, Pete?
It was a really good time. I didn't know quite what we were going into, so that was a little bit of surprise. I think we were kind of timid our first day in.
We didn't know we were going to go until about 2 weeks before.
That's another thing. I think now that we've been there before and we really enjoyed it, we're definitely going again. It's going to be in San Diego again.
And I would like to organize for next year. I actually really want to organize some sort of Final Fantasy 14 meetup because, like I said, this one was kind of randomly put together. He and I live local, so it's a lot easier for us to do. And it was definitely a highlight of the con. So it's something that I know ESO had like multiple big meetups and other games did. And I feel like Final Fantasy 14 needs the same sort of love. And because we live here, I really want to make a point to like have the time and energy to put the effort in advance. And so so anybody who's here, yeah, Kreb, we should totally do a mixer. I actually want to like put the effort in advance, and reserve a place and have it like set for a certain time and everything like that. So if you will work with me on that, I would love that. I think it's going to be awesome because it's like our own little mini fan fest, and I think it's just awesome. And hopefully we can encourage more Final Fantasy 14 people to show up because they know that our mixer is going to be happening, and you'll be there and we'll be there, and hopefully we can get other people from the meetup. And I just think it'll be a ton of fun. Maybe I'll make cupcakes. You don't know. Fenris just suggested. I make really good cupcakes.
Anyone's new. Avi used to run a cupcake shop.
Johnny Smith Apple DM me afterwards. I'm definitely interested in a charity that's against bullying and toxicity. 100%. Fully.
Avi used to make cupcakes made with craft beer.
I owned
the
a
company
business.
was called Pubcakes, and she was actually on an episode of Cupcake Wars. Is that what it was called?
You seriously messed up the name of Cupcake Wars?
Is it called Cupcake Wars?
Yeah, Cupcake Wars.
I never watched it.
You never saw my episode? Are you serious? No. You serious?
I felt that would be creepy if I watched it before.
Oh my God, I can't believe you never watched it. Okay, I was on the Girl Scouts 100th anniversary episode. Yes, you guys, those cast a craft beer cupcake business to make cupcakes for Girl Scouts. I'm gonna give you a spoiler. I did not win. And my hair was a lot shorter than it is now, like way shorter. So that's super short hair hat. That was me, but it was fun. You guys should go find it. It actually was on Netflix for a while. Okay, sorry, we're on a podcast. We're not just chatting with chat.
Chatting with chat.
All right, Pete. So now it's your turn to go back to Tales from the Shadows.
Thought we were gonna have time for it. I guess I'm gonna have to talk really fast for this one. I really like the story.
You were so excited about it, yeah.
I am. I really enjoyed it. But I want to have time for people to call in.
Okay,
for
then
any
we can
community
save this
roundup.
for next week. Also, I do have to say that Fenris Wolfbane said they believe that my episode is on Hulu.
Oh wait, and I want to shout out. We had a sub during that from Orange Juice.
I love orange juice.
Thank you so much for that orange juice. Not juice, juice.
It's good too.
All right, so not the latest, but the second to latest, Tales from the Shadows, was A World Forsaken. I'm gonna try to get through this quick, but you pop in with any commentary you have.
So it's gonna
Avi.
be like Pete's gonna give you guys a summary. If you haven't read this already, spoilers. If you don't want to read it already, here's your audio version.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put it out now. If you have anything you want to plug in the community roundup, join On Deck now.
I will be sharing the On Deck channel with you right now in chat.
So, A World Forsaken, I really like this story, even though I'm not sure if I completely understand it yet. And the reason for that is everything that happened is kind of presented as fact, while everything that we got about it in Shadowbringers was from a vision from Yuri on J, and I got the impression that that motherfucker lies about everything.
Is this the one that like I hated?
Yes.
Okay, so I have to say, I was in the Navy, and for a while I was responsible with writing up official documents, like official government documents, and there are very specific rules when you're writing documents like this. And because of those rules and the way I know that official documents are meant to be created, I could not get immersed in this one. I could not, because it was kind of meant to be taken as an official document, and the
author was of no sort of organization.
No, but I didn't like it. I couldn't even read this one. But
I don't think you gave it a fair shot.
That's fair, but I didn't like it.
As you mentioned, the story is written as a report. It lists an objective and then some reporting that tries to achieve the objective, or just like reports on the said objective. The first objective is to record and analyze events surrounding the 8th Umbral Calamity based on information extrapolated from the statement and reports made by Sid Garland.
Mm-hmm.
So as Avi said at the beginning of this, spoiler alert, some of this will touch on stuff we've had in Shadowbringers.
Mm-hmm.
The report goes on to talk about stuff we've seen. It recaps how the Allied armies repelled the Garlean forces in the Gimlet Dark. It was Sid's belief that the victory was in part due to the Garleans having a high proportion of conscripted soldiers who, in his words, lacked the conviction required to maximize their combat capabilities. I think this is the problem you had, this is the sentence you had a problem with, that he was speculating.
Yeah, there was. So you go through the story, and then I'll talk about what I had a problem with, because it's easier that way.
Okay, so the next line gives us a hint as to who the author of this report is. It reads, "Unfortunately, I am not programmed to assess such unquantifiable variables, and this theory must therefore be dismissed as mere conjecture." So the author is something that is programmed, not a person.
What's the only thing in game that's programmed?
Automatons.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
The story continues that after the Empire's withdrawal, Sid and Nero went to the burn to work on Seiryu's wall in preparation for the Empire's next attack. It was there when he received a short report which read, "The Garleans have deployed a powerful new weapon on the Eorzean front. We tried to contact our comrades at Ralgar's Reach but received no reply." And it turns out that the new weapon was a Black Rose, which we have heard plenty about in the MSQ. Black Rose is a poisonous gas that halts the flow of aether within organic beings, causing near immediate cessation of respiratory functions.
We're hoping to see more of it, I think, in the next patch, actually.
I think we will.
Yeah.
The majority of the settlements in Alamigo were almost entirely depopulated, and damage stretched into the Black Shroud and Thanalan, resulting in significant loss of life.
Mm-hmm.
I found depopulated to be an interesting word.
Okay.
That's like a very nice way to be like, genocide.
Well, because...
You've been depopulated.
Well, the author was trying to use a detached voice, as a robot would say. We know it's Omega. Everybody knows it's Omega. So that, in my opinion, the use of that word was by trying to use it in a very clinical and very...
See, I don't even think that's like a clinical way, because it doesn't really explain what happened. It depopulated could be you moved everyone from one city to another city. No, they murdered these motherfuckers.
You're arguing about this one word,
I just thought it was funny. I was depopulated.
Pete, I have to say, like, your moment of this one word is how I felt about the entire story. So, like, to you, that one word didn't seem right. To me, no, Chili, you can share whatever you want from Pub Cakes. It's cool. He's sharing YouTube videos in my past. I thought they were pretty good. But in my opinion, the character was not consistent. The character voice in this story was not consistent. You went from Omega, but I guess, I mean, if you can look at Omega's character, Omega was confused and was a robot, but was trying to feel and trying to understand. So there's that. But if you're writing this clinical report, the entire report should have, and from the voice of a clinical robot, the entire report should be informational only. Anything that is speculative, anything that is unsure of, anything
but
that
he's just trying to do this from the reports of Sid.
Right. But anything that is speculative and not fact would have been a footnote. And the way this is written was meant to be like, we're trying to do it that way, but we're also trying to make it entertaining at the same time. Well, then don't do it this way. Don't do it this way.
Tale from the shadows.
It didn't enjoy this one. It didn't enjoy it. The voice was inconsistent, and so it kept taking me out of the story.
So the author, which Avi spoiled, is now Omega.
It's obvious.
Goes on to say, at the time of the Black Rose's deployment, I was otherwise engaged deep within Ogamoro. Never met her before.
Oh my.
And was unable to make detailed observations of the weapon's effects. The yellow-plumed creature that was accompanying me appeared to sense something at the approximate moment
That's Alpha.
that the gas was released, gazing into empty space with an expression that mortals described as perturbed. Often the look that Avi gives me during the podcast.
Not even just then.
So yeah, that's obviously Alpha, and at that point, you should probably guess that it was Omega, because Omega and Alpha went off on their adventures together.
So Chad has just asked, should I be reading these? I say yes. I did not like this one of 4. I enjoyed the other 3. So 75% is not bad.
Yeah, Google Tales of the Shadows,
I actually think KK may have shared a link. If not, we do have them.
and they will come up. And there's actually one for every expansion. There's one from A Realm Reborn. There's one for Heaven's Ward. There's one for Stormblood. And they are very nice. I like them a lot.
Pete got logged out of the game.
I did. And I wish so much that they would add stories like this into the game. Like, I would love to have something like this as a side story, because I think the side quests in this game are very lacking.
Yeah.
Like, they
stepped it up a lot with the role quests.
I'm just a casual player of Elder Scrolls, and their side quests are so much more in depth than the quest in Final Fantasy. And in return, the Elder Scrolls main scenario quest is lacking. But yeah, Square Enix could up the game on the side quests. The second report keeps the same objective. This story goes on to tell about all the chaos that happened because of Black Rose, which ended up being even more powerful than the Garleans had thought.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that it even caused destruction for them. The Ceruleum that they used to power their Magitech failed to combust anymore. You want to take the next part so I can...
I don't know where you are.
God damn, Abby.
Highlight
Follow along.
Highlight it. There you go. Oh god, you're that far up? Shit. All the people and creatures that survived were thrust into a battle for survival. People turned on each other for land and resources. It was Cid and the Ironworks that did what they could try to stop any fights and conflicts. This is a lot of words. But the amount of people that didn't share their view of peace were the majority. This leads into what may be the saddest part of the story. A member of the Ironworks was attacked by a carnivorous beast while overseeing the digging of a well. That Lalafell was the one, the only, Wedge.
Oh, this was sad.
He passed away with Biggs at his side, and the last words were, "No one will ever compare to her." And Pete's assuming that's Tataru?
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but
I don't think you need to know.
Only person I could think of was Tataru. Would you ship Biggs with,
Wedge with Tataru?
Biggs and Tataru.
I'd rather ship that.
I don't know how the physics work.
Omega goes on to describe Alpha's reaction. The Lalafell's death prompted an emotional response from my feathered associate, who pressed his tear-stained cheek against the lifeless body.
That's so sad.
After this, there was a long discussion between the Ironworks, and they eventually arrived at the conclusion that they lacked the means to restore their shattered world, with their only viable option being to entrust future generations with the knowledge that they had accumulated in the hope that their successors may one day find a solution. The next solution is to continue recording and analyzing events surrounding the 8th Umbral Calamity. This is slightly changed from the first two objectives. This one drops off the based on
like a robot.
Information extrapolated from statement and reports made by Cid Garland. The story details the Garland Ironworks investigating how the Black Rose triggered the 8th Umbral Calamity. They believe that by understanding how it was created, it could reveal a means by which it might be averted entirely. Their aim was to change the past to create an alternate reality in which the calamity never occurred.
People are going to have PTSD in chat just because we told them Wedge died.
Which is sad. They believed that was possible based on the knowledge of the advanced technologies of fallen civilizations. Unfortunately, not many shared this objective and were only concerned with their own survival in the here and now. As you guys can see, this is like a really dry story that
It's not dry. Oh my god. What were you reading?
It's a really dry, factual story that really emotional things happen in. You didn't let me finish.
You've got me so dry right now, baby.
Some former members of the Ironworks stole equipment and supplies and fled into the wilderness to fend for themselves. Do you want to read this at all? Or?
I don't even know where you are now.
Right here. The ones
that did stay with Cid were experts in their fields of magic and ethereal science. One loyal scholar noted that while preventing the disaster may not solve all the problems that had afflicted the world in the past, the one dubbed the Warrior of Light would still be alive, and it was that theory that people could rally around.
By the way, Chad is upset about the fact that Wedge has died. Wedge isn't necessarily really dead because this isn't like...
That's what I'm saying. That's why at the beginning I said I don't really know.
Mm-hmm. I fully expect Wedge to come back. I don't see them showing up with Biggs because the side story has killed him.
But did we not prevent the Eighth Umbral Calamity? Like, I feel like this is just like a recount of what Urianze's vision was if it were to come true.
Yeah.
Because we got pulled over there to try to prevent the Eighth Umbral Calamity.
This is the future we stopped.
And
yeah,
what's Estinian should be dead. And cool guy, which I forget his name, Shadow Hunter, is trying to stop Black Rose from happening.
So this happened in a different timeline. This is like a multiverse kind of theory. So I love you. All right, continue on.
So yeah, Omega says it can't be sure if it's a theory or some other external factor, but it is a matter of record, Avi, that the Ironworks staff went on and succeeded in unraveling the mysteries surrounding the Eighth Umbral Calamity.
That's a great section, almost good enough to read it twice.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
You already did.
Although Omega is too analytical to say it was the idea of bringing back the Warrior of Light that led them to cracking the case. The story goes on to detail many instances of people helping the Ironworks because of their past meetings with the Warrior of Light. Our Namazu friend, Sugetsu the Enlightened, one of the MVPs of Shadowbringers. Or was that Stormblood? No, that was Stormblood. Was it?
I stopped listening
Namazu?
to you.
Yeah, Namazu was Stormblood. We also have the Sky Pirates that helped out. I think a descendant of a Sky Pirate that we met before. A dragon helps out. It's really kind of it's really heartwarming, actually, to see the outpouring of support for the Warrior of Light. And this is what really made me wish it was in the game somehow.
Oh, I was agreeing with chat, not you. I actually didn't finish the story because it annoyed me so much.
The Namazu was one of the best stories of the...
No, not the Namazu. This story.
Oh.
This particular... I love the Namazu base tribes, actually. That makes crafting worth it. Almost. This story I didn't love. But continue the story. Go ahead and finish it, Beb.
The final objective is the same as the third. This could be because the first line reads, "With the admirable dedication for a mortal, Master Sid continued to labor until the end of his natural lifespan."
Mm-hmm.
Sid, my favorite character in the game, has died.
In multiverse.
But it goes on to detail some of his final days, putting the final touches on his grand theory, his life partner, Nero, telling him, "Took him long enough, bitch." And yes, I am shipping Nero and Sid together.
Finally got you on board that train.
I've always been aboard that train.
No, I have.
I've been conducting that train.
So,
Fenris can let us know.
Basically, they did everything they could to pave the way for others to find a way to save the Warrior of Light. Omega ends the report with the lines, "And after the night comes the morning, as the sun rises to greet the new day. While it may already be too late to mend this dying world, there are those who would strive to create a place where the sun will shine again, not for their own sake, but for those in a past that may yet be saved. I think this must be what mortals call hope. It is beautiful." And that line is too flowery for a robot. It's beautiful, but it's not something a robot would write.
I thought it kind of tied into Shadowbringers.
No, it ties in well. I just don't like who they were trying to have the author be.
But I think Omega, like, I might not have said everything that happened in the story, but he was kind of like,
Omega's not a he.
I've observed as into Shadowbringers because how Emmett Selk is very much, I'm just trying to bring back my people. We're more like, we're trying to make stuff better for the people that come after us because he's immortal. We're not. And it's just like the idea that you plant a tree not for yourself, but for someone to come after you. You're not going to enjoy the benefits of that tree.
No. And while chat's commenting, like, didn't Omega cry at the end? Yes, I agree. Like, I agree that Omega has emotion, and I agree, like, I like the part where it says, "I think this must be what mortals call hope. It is beautiful." That piece is perfect, but the sentences before it are too flowery for it to stay in character, in my opinion. That was my problem, is the voice was inconsistent. They're a very good writer, but they lost their voice wasn't consistent of if it was Omega. There would be points where it needs to go more extreme robot and then be confused by it.
I wrote this up like a month ago.
No, not you.
So,
I'm talking about,
I
read
know,
it.
but I'm saying this quote, I don't 100% remember because I did it so long ago. He might have been like doing a reciting of a part of a poem or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make more sense. But yeah, that's what bothered me about it. So anyways, this has gone on for a little while. So now we're at the
Community Roundup, partner.
And we have Chili on deck, actually. So we want to have Chili come in first, and then I'll go over my Community Roundup.
Let's go ahead and try that. Hello, dear friend Chili. How are you doing tonight from across the pond?
God, stop doing that.
No, it's fine. Keep doing it. I like it.
Oi,
Look,
what you got for us, Chile?
I'd like to do my usual shout outs for Mercer Radio and such, but I would like to shout out to Cookie Persona, who started streaming again.
Yeah, I noticed.
Awesome. Kooky Persona.
So, yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Cookie Persona, who was streaming a little bit of Final Fantasy and I think some classic WoW recently, but I do recommend giving her a follow.
Cookie was the producer for Limit Break Radio and Checkpoint Radio. Now she's kind of branching out on her own, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's Kooky Persona. Right? Was it a Y, not an I? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Well, I just want to say, congratulations on TwitchCon. It sounded like you had a blast.
Was a lot of fun. I think it will be even better next year now that we know what to expect and how it is.
Highly recommended if you guys can afford to come. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I was a little bit... I thought there was going to be like a lot more community members there. It did seem to be a lot of affiliates and partners. And then at that point, it's like you kind of just talk about like ways to help your stream and stuff like that. Thought there was going to be more community members, but if you are a community member, it's a great chance to meet a lot of the people that you are fans of their streams. So I would definitely recommend going if you're a community member.
Or a streamer. Anyone else you want to shout out, Chili?
Well, I'll shout out to Glory Geist. I've been watching him recently. He came to one of your streams recently.
Yeah, I remember.
But apart from that, I'd like to shout out to Motion Radio. Go check out twitch.tv/Motion. Go check out twitch.tv/SheHills. Also go check out twitch.tv/Gavin. Also check out Music. Also check out Phoenix Down Radio. Also check out Glory Geist. Also check out yeah, there we go.
Moogle Go Round, was that in there?
I guess.
You always forget that one. Moogle Go Round.
We reached 150 followers.
Woo!
Congrats, Chili.
Doing an awesome giveaway.
Yeah, if you tweet me #the big 150, you got a chance to win an Amazon plushie.
So is that the big and then the numbers 150?
Yeah.
Awesome. And so that's the real Chili Pepper. You should...
Well, no, Aurora, I just ran out of names I could think of.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just trying to tell people who to tag. I don't know. All right, Chili. Anything else you want to add, sweetheart?
No. I hope you guys have a great night.
You too, sweet. It was wonderful seeing you or talking. I feel like I'm seeing you because I don't know. I have a good imagination.
Well, you've seen my face, so just think of the giant poop
hat. I always picture you wearing the giant poop hat. Always. We like disappear like, oh no, meow, meow, meow.
All right, so we do have our own community roundup, but if anyone has anything else to plug, please join the On Deck channel while we're talking about this one.
All right, so while KK shared that link earlier, so you got a little preview. So this week's community roundup comes from YouTube. This is a total newcomer to the YouTube scene called Nyla Naruto, NEILA-NURUODO. They have only 29 subscribers currently on YouTube and only 4 videos up, the oldest of which is 2 months old. Now, the first 3, I'll be honest, I haven't even watched for them, and not a whole lot of people have. But the 4th video had been viewed 7.8 thousand times, and I'm sure most of you have as well, actually. And if not, you need to watch this video. It is titled "Hi, my name is Emmett Selk, Shadowbringers spoilers." The video is a parody of the Eminem song "My Name Is," and let me tell you, It's amazing. I was grinning the entire time I listened to it. The author's words were that they crappily cobbled together sound clips from Final Fantasy XIV and Shadowbringers to create this wonderful song. I personally do not feel like it was crappily cobbled together. It was incredibly well put together. It is fun. There's choppy bits, but if you're only working with the voice acting from a game to do something like this for an entire song is amazing. And I really can't wait to see what you come up with next. And that's why I really wanted to make a point to make this person the community roundup for our podcast so that hopefully our listeners would go and check them out. People in chat would see the link. The link to their YouTube channel will, of course, be in the show notes. And Pete is going to play a preview for you. So here's a sound clip.
Hi, my name is...
If I may...
Oh, that's way lower than it was before.
Can I have your attention? My one moment. What? My name is Emmett Cell. So, Scions, I must say,
You certainly took your time.
today
you are-
I'm Solus Sos Galvus. Spared me the explanation.
Architect of myriad imperial nations.
The first had been listing towards the light. The end was finally in sight. But you had to come and ruin everything. Do you know how much you have delayed the rejoining?
I love that.
It's Emmett Selk, baby.
I love that. I thought that was so good. So that's like a 20-second preview, you guys. It's like 3 minutes long. You should definitely check it out. If you don't remember what it is, just look up "My Name is Emmett Selk" and you will find it. It was really fun. Good job, Neela Naruto. You are a really wonderful addition to the Final Fantasy XIV content creators.
Even Howard Dean likes it.
My God. Okay. So now it is time for some listener reaction. First of all, I want to say thank you to Fenris Wolfbrain. It's been a lot of talking. For creating the Greenleaf Minute list. They went through and listened to all our podcasts. Took about 2 months to get through 187
crazy.
episodes. I'm sorry. And I am going to be putting this list to good use because I'm going to be making some updates to our website, which will make it easier for people to find particular Greenleaf segments as well. Because I think that's really important because people want to understand like all of the different segments we have. I really appreciate it. Also, I have a really important announcement. I wanted to wish Snuggles a very happy 29th birthday.
Happy 29th, baby.
Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful birthday and weekend. You are incredible and we appreciate your support.
Hell yeah.
And you get the Xenos treatment.
Hope you get that Xenos grunt on your birthday.
All right. So, on to Twitter. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who gave me all the support leading up to my capstone presentation. I was really, really nervous, and I wanted you guys to know that we rocked it. I even got a job offer at the end of it, which I did not take. But so Rathok, Scarlet, Hyper Pixie Games, KK McLeod, Siri, Zero's Uno, Moogle Go Round, which is Chili. All of you guys, thank you so much for all the awesome GIFs. My favorite, I had to say, was KK saying, "Please just give me a B so I can go home and drink wine." You know me so well. So thank you. That was, you guys, it was really heartwarming to have all that support with something I was so nervous and I'd worked so hard on. I appreciate all of you so much. Why?
He's congratulating you. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not take that out of it. That was creepy. All right, Pete, you can read the next one.
Byron Jensen 25 says, at She Heals.
Brian.
Dude, I got dyslexia. Why you
No, you don't.
Why you calling me out?
My mother actually has dyslexia.
Well, I might. I've never been tested. And I say a lot of words wrong. So
You definitely do that. All right. Brian Jensen.
at She Heals I Tank, putting out consistently good podcasts and streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for those kind words.
And from at A Stage Reborn. And thank you to She Heals I Tank and Moogle Go Round Chili for the shout out on the podcast. If you've missed any other podcasts that have mentioned our charity, our past and upcoming shows, let us know. We'd love to give a listen and share. They just finished their most recent show of
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Thank you. I was like, Puck, and what was Puck in Shakespeare? And it looked like it was incredible. I'm so sorry I couldn't see it, you guys. I'm so impressed with
We were
everything
at
you
the
do.
con.
We were at TwitchCon.
But go look up their Twitch channel. It will be on the VOD.
It will.
I'm sure it'll probably be on YouTube too.
And finally,
Mediocre Maestro says, dinner tonight with At She Heals I Tank duo Pete and Navi may have been the highlight of this TwitchCon so far. We ate so much sushi and had such a good time. all we were missing was at Hyper Pixie Games.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I've ran content in ESO with Mediocre Maestro, and we actually spent a lot of time with them at TwitchCon. It was a lot of fun. I do have to say, you guys, TwitchCon is more fun when you have people to explore it with. So even if they're people you meet at TwitchCon, make friends with, walk around together, because people have different interests, and it like introduces you to different things that you wouldn't have otherwise looked into. And I thought that was really wonderful.
And I get this every time I ever mention something that isn't traditionally vegan. Yes, there was a vegan version of sushi.
Yeah, Pete had his own rules. The rest of us ate a lot of
It just gets tedious to
normal
always
sushi.
say vegan this, vegan that.
Yes. All right. So on that note, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, we've enjoyed hanging out with all of you live here on Twitch. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. And thank you for everyone who we met at TwitchCon who showed up. You guys, we see all of you and we appreciate you. And we hope to return the favor showing up at your streams as well. Be sure to hit that follow button so you know the next time we will be going live. And a great big thank you to everyone listening to the podcast through iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean. Didn't you just add it to something else?
TikTok.
Spotify. I don't know.
I think I did add it to iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, that's what it was. I did see the email. You really are the reason we keep making episodes, and I want you to remember that wherever you do listen, it would mean a shit ton to us if you gave our little shit podcast a rating or a review. Or, tell a friend to check us out. I also want to point out, because people didn't seem to catch this, She Heals, I Tank, acronym is shit. We're not just talking about poop because we think it's funny. Here with Vegan Pete.
But it is funny.
I'm Avi Ale, and we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.